Hello, and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Garlic is saying hello as well. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and today we'll continue adventuring in the Lich Bluffs. So first of all, we're gonna get these quests from Mingham. Darkness Revealed.
Shadows lie along our path. We must seek to pass beneath them unnoticed.
Beneath Druk lies an ancient crypt that appears to be the cause of the darkness that is growing in the southern Lich Bluffs. One of our scouts recently reported seeing a crude entrance dug into the ground there, and from within he heard dark chanting. Could you seek out the entrance to this burrow and disrupt whatever foul ritual is taking place down below? If so, speak with me again.
The Ogreig remain neutral, but for how long? We walk into danger, and we must walk alone.
This liquid you recovered may yet provide us a clue as to the forces behind the raising of the Whites in the Lich Bluffs. I have heard of only a few creatures with such power, one of whom is the Witch King of Angmar, but he is accounted for. Perhaps if you can secure an intact vial of this liquid from one of the Whites, I may be able to determine something of its origin. I have seen many Whites wandering among the burrows in the southern hills of the Lich Bluffs.
Our hope lies in secrecy, but we find these lands inhabited.
My scout entered the cave and reported foul chanting deep within. When he ventured further into the cavern, he saw several dark figures overseeing a grisly ritual behind a locked gate. You should try to unlock the gate and disrupt the ritual.
Not only the shades of Oathbreakers wander the barrows of the Lich Bluffs. Some dark power has raised a horde of Whites in service to the enemy. Only by traveling into the darkest recesses of an ancient barrow can the source of this evil be uncovered.
Okay, so we are back here in Lhe Colvarn. How many of these Whites can we pull? Well, there are not that many of them here, thankfully, because last time we were in a tight spot, I believe. There is a loud click in the distance as a mechanism disengages. What is it we're looking for exactly? This mechanism? No, not yet. We need to find another one. Maybe this one. But it seems the door is not open yet? No? Okay. What exactly then? This has to be the last one. Okay, the door is open now. You have disrupted the ritual. Need to defeat Yargandir. Master, they have interrupted the ritual to raise your fallen brother. I shall dispatch them in your name. Defeated Yargandir. Completed. Okay. Let us leave the instance through this way. Okay. How dare you disturb my work here? Where is... Ah! Gortheron! How dare you disturb my work here? My brother was felled by the free peoples of this world, and I sought to return him to his proper place. Now he lies waiting and in rest. You seem to have undone some of my work here, but my forces shall lay waste to this place. Now I shall depart, but I will have vengeance for my fallen brethren. You shall rue the day that you crossed paths with Gortheron the Doom-caller. Well, at least I didn't miss his dialogue, but I missed his appearance. I'm sorry. But yeah, that is Gortheron, the last Gaunt Lord that I spoke with you about. Last time we were discussing in their absence instances. Now, who is Gortheron's brother? Is he another Gaunt Lord? Or one of the ones of the Gaunt Lords we have already faced? I don't remember, but I think we will see a follow-up to this quest in the future. Now, if one of these whites could drop the file we need, but no, don't seem to be having that much luck today. But I don't get it. Ah. Finally, the corrupted file. But let us also locate the inscription that Lut asked us to find. Because that storyline there, I think, is really interesting. And if you ask me, there's something fishy about it. I don't think we have heard the last of Cadelhin, and the other shades. You have examined the inscription. Okay. We need to examine all the inscriptions in this barrow. You have examined the inscription. Now we need to read the second one. You have found the correct inscription? Okay, well, we'll still need to check the second one. Oh, Jesus, I was so close. Yeah, examine the inscription, okay. We have found the second inscription. Now the third one should be atop this hill. Yeah. Locate the last inscription. Has to be this one. This appears to be Crug Fernvael. Okay. And now we need to go back to Cadelhin, but yeah, I don't trust Cadelhin. Seems like he's withholding some information for me, yeah. Thankfully, Cadelhin was not far.
What have we to say to each other, Devodiad?
Your assistance is greatly appreciated, Vodiad. Our knowledge of my father's final resting place shall lead to my people's freedom. Fernvael will be put to rest. Awesome. Completed friend to the Aldraig. And now... let us check all that. Warden's Javelin of the Third Age. Yeah. Now what do we have in here? Friend to the Aldraig. Did complete it. Here, 10 LOTRO points and the title. The men of the White Lands now consider you a friend. Cool. And now we need to get ally to the Aldraig. And, well, we have 10 LOTRO points. Let us continue.
If you have something to say, speak it.
Following your departure, I was visited by a powerful emissary of the Lhe Colvarn. As he was the spirit that blessed my union, I asked if there was a way for my people to be freed from this ancient curse. He asked that I chose a champion to go forth and confront my father with what he has done. I sent my men to seek out a safe path to Crug Fernvael. I will need to enlist your aid to defeat my father so our people might be released. I will return the amulet that you have mended, as it may aid you when fighting him. Will you travel to Crug Fernvael and defeat him? My men have returned and have found an entrance to the place where my father was put to rest. Please be careful, the shades of his men have been seen there and will attack anyone who might enter therein.
The oath of Fernvael, father of Cadelhin, binds the shadows of the Lich Bluffs to their earthly tombs. The only hope remaining for these poor spirits is the defeat of their dark ruler.
Let us continue. Okay, so here we have Fernvael's tomb. But alright. I see that my son has chosen a champion. It is good that he has chosen such an accomplished warden. He is somewhat mistaken. I mourn for the loss of his wife, but not for what preceded it. I intercepted a message saying that his beloved's family would strike against us before the ceremony. I could not allow that. I understand my son's anger and his search for vengeance, as his beloved was a sorry victim of her family's actions. I will face you now, but I will also warn you that I will present you with other challenges along the way. Are you ready to continue fighting? You have defeated me. I call forth my son to come before me. Let it be known that his champion has defeated me. Father, after all these years, you have finally paid for what you did to my beloved. Son, what you have never understood was that I mourned the loss of your beloved. But your people were going to betray us. They planned to attack us just before the wedding. But why her? Why did you have to hurt her? She was an unfortunate victim, as I said. However, I am unsure how our people are cursed to this eternal torment. My god, the Huntsman speaks so quickly. The curse levied upon your people was twofold. The first was due to the destruction of my gift, the amulet that was cleft in twain. The second was the breaking of the tradition of hospitality, an oath sworn in earnest. While these men may have betrayed you, they were still guests in your hall. So a curse was placed upon your people. This day, with the defeat of the transgressor Cadelhin, your followers will go free. Fernvael, your people will remain for 10 passings of the seasons. Cadelhin, your people will fade with the next passing of the seasons. Okay. So yeah, you see, I told you there was more to this than met the eye. But I was expecting something else. Maybe after playing The Witcher, you come to expect this sort of thing. But I expected Cadelhin to be the true traitor in this, and not his father. This outcome was still a twist, and more in line with the spirits of Middle-earth, I believe. But yeah, I was expecting something else. Beriathan, thank you for your assistance. Please allow me to lead you from this place. Your service will not be forgotten. Now we need to talk to Lute at the Hall of Sanctuary. And to Mingham in the Lich Bluffs. I think that's the end of all the quests here in the Lich Bluffs. From what I can tell.
We have little to say to your kind.
With the death of Fernvael, many of the shades in this land are free to move on. The shades that remain have been weakened. Your actions bring honor to yourself and your bloodline. Okay. And now to Minkham. I don't think he will send us to the other ranger camp that we found in one of the previous episodes. So the question remains, what is that camp doing in the Lich Bluffs? Other than providing a milestone for this place and some vendors. But if you ask me, that doesn't justify the presence of that camp. Why is there not a milestone in Minkham's camp? I don't know. Well, we are here with Minkham, so we are sure to get some answers, I hope.
Our journey is a long one. I hope not too long.
I am glad to see that you were able to disrupt that grisly ritual. From what I understand, the body that was on the table was a new vessel for Ferndur the Violent. Okay, I see. Fender. We have already found that guy before. I fear that, unknown to us, one of the Lords of the Gauntmen settled here some time ago and has been using the barrows of the Lich Bluffs to raise wights for an army of his own. Thank you for disrupting the ritual, as it may have well saved the lives of the entire Great Company and many of the men and women that call this land home.
Shadows lie along our path. We must seek to pass beneath them unnoticed.
Several days ago, Darwin entered the Morshaws, a great forest to the west of here. He was hoping to find a way through that forest to the south that would be hidden from the prying eyes of our enemies, but I have heard nothing from him since. The locals call the forest Scalarwig and believe it to be inhabited by powerful spirits that do not care for the company of men. There is one group among the Dunlendings called the Derut that dare frequent the forest, and even among their ranks it's said that one will occasionally vanish into the forest, never again to be seen beneath mortal sun. I'd watched your step there.
Our hope lies in secrecy, but we find these lands inhabited.
The delivery of this file is a grim but important discovery. It appears that these files are being used to corrupt the bodies of the fallen in the Lich Bluffs. It may also partially be the cause of the corrupted cairnstones. We must work quickly to unravel who is behind this plot.
We walk into danger, and we must walk alone.
There have been reports of dark rituals being enacted upon barrows near Truk Plaza. These creatures are said to be creating the vile liquid that you have discovered. Will you seek out these creatures and defeat the wights performing the ritual? Travel south along the road until you reach the broken bridge. From there, head westwards into Truk Plaza. Let us go then. What else do we have here? We need to reforge these items that will come later. Let us go to Truk Plaza and defeat the ritualists really quick. Okay, I think that's the bridge Minkham was talking about, but I don't think that bridge is broken anymore. It would have made sense for it to be broken while Enedwaith was the current endgame, and then for it to be repaired with the release of the Rise of Isengard expansion. Is that the bridge he was talking about? Or am I reading too much into this? I want to double check. The old way. Or maybe it was another bridge. I don't want to get into Downland yet. So yeah, let us come into Truk Plaza and Okay, so the ritualists are here. Okay, that was it. Now, let us drop here and right back.
Our journey is a long one. I hope not too long.
With the disruption of the dark rituals, the Whites will be unable to quickly raise more of their foul brethren. You have done a great deed for the peoples of Enedwaite and the Grey Company. Okay, so now the quests are sending us to Darbun in the Morshaws. But I think we'll be going back to Nar first. And there's actually something else I want to do before going back to Throrscombe. Want to visit the camp here in Harndirian. I hadn't realized the daytime in Enedwaite was so vibrant. Because yeah, the atmosphere in the Lich Bluffs is kind of pressing, which is fitting for an area such as that. But yeah, take a look at this. Looks great. So here we are, Harndirian.
Greetings.
Mounted skills and wordstead passive gambits. Okay. Now in here, Grey. Okay. First of all, Forge Master.
What business have you with the Grey Company?
Identify this. Reforge this. Okay. Now.
Greetings. I'm sure we can be of mutual service to one another.
Let me check in here. Master in Harndirian. That was what I was looking for. This is the master that we get here in Enedwaite. Front jump emote. Okay. Prized Grey Company steed. Just need to get to Kindred with them. Oh, okay. Mastering Harndirian. Let us get this in here.
How can I be of service?
Stable Master. What is
The Grey
this?
Company has need of your services.
In these days, previously tranquil lands are now fraught with danger and enemies at every turn. Already we have expended most of the arrows we brought with us. I need you to find a hunter's cache that was put aside some years ago, should we find ourselves in need. Within it, you will find a considerable supply of arrows and spare bowstrings, both of which we are now in sore need of. The cache is a short distance northwest of Lanuk, within sight of a small set of curious ruins. A rune can be found on an overlook above the ruins. Once you have found it, make your way 60 paces south and search near the base of a small cliff there.
The Grey Company will need your aid.
We need to be ready for anything, and there are some supplies we were unable to gather before our hasty departure. Among them is a decent supply of bandages for the wounded. However, there is a traveler's cache laid in not far from here, if you are willing to try and retrieve it. I believe the rune marker can be found carved on a solitary tree directly east of Lanuk. Once you have found the marker, the cache itself should be buried in a small copse of trees directly to the northeast.
The Grey Company has need of your services.
We need to be ready for anything, and there are some supplies that we were unable to gather before our hasty departure. Among them is a decent supply of healing draughts to alleviate the effects of dangerous poisons, wounds, and the like. However, there is a traveler's cache laid in not far from here if you are willing to try and retrieve it. It lies somewhere well to the south of Lanuk, near to the edge of the Lich Bluffs. You should be able to find the rune atop a green hill with many trees upon it. Once you have found the rune, turn west and search around the base of a boulder some 40 paces on into a stand of evergreens. Okay. Anything else to get here? Before we go to Narspeak, I think I'm gonna go first to Narspeak before doing all these caches. You have discovered Harndirian, which, as you can see, is the skirmish camp of the area. But yeah, it seems that was it. So I think I'm actually gonna go to Narspeak. And worry about the caches later. The caches and the venison card that we need to do for Gronu. I have not forgotten about that. I think we can remove the master from our main skill bar. Yeah, this is quite a climb. I'm debating on whether or not bind my milestone to Narspeak, because on one hand that will make things much more easier anytime we need to go back there. On the other hand, we will be missing some of these ascents that we'll need to do for the deed unlock. So I'm not sure which one do I prefer. Not yet. Let us check the quest first. If need be, we can bind a milestone before leaving this place. This is girly. What are you doing? No, stop it. Don't do that. Yeah, that's better.
Ah, you have the ingredients. Good!
I will begin making the brew in just a moment.
I will set about making the brew, if you do not mind waiting.
Let me know if that is fine. Yeah, that is fine.
It will be a few moments.
Find a comfortable place to wait.
While Frithger prepares the brew that will restore the sense of our host, an ancient dwarf who has lived long and seen much, our company decides what should next be done.
The water is boiling already, and now I will add the ingredients to collect it. The odor will be quite pungent, so perhaps you should speak with the rest of your friends that have come to Zudrugund while it steeps. The odor is rather unpleasant, though I find that it does clear the cobwebs away when I am feeling under the weather. It will be some time before the brew is ready, so okay. Here we have Eladan. So many books, Beriathan, and none of them taken when Nars people left him. It puzzles me. It is clear that many dwarfs once lived here, but where they have gone and why is a mystery. I suspect that even Frithger's brew will not clear Nars' mind sufficiently for him to provide us the answers we seek. Keep close here? Are you sure? What a shame, I have misplaced my axe. I do not know what to make of this dwarf, Beriathan. Where did all of his people go? Why would they leave him behind? And what could he have seen that might leave him so addled? Frithger seems to be kind-hearted, and it seems to me that Nar would be hard-pressed to survive here for any period of time without him. But there is something not quite right about this too. We are a long way from Evinen, Beriathan. I wonder how our friends are managing in our absence. Collingland sighs and looks suspiciously at Nar. I understand why we have taken this brief excursion into the hills, for if Nona is satisfied by what we learn here, our dealings with you Cluth should be made easier. But what can we really learn from this dwarf? He does not seem even to notice us. Oh, I cannot go in there. What must I do? My lord, what did you go in? Why did you not listen to your faithful servant? I have been listening to Nar's ramblings, Beriathan, and I have managed to piece together some of his history. I believe he was once the servant or friend of Thror, grandfather of Thorin Oakenshield, and that this was one of their homes in exile. Thror did not return to Erebor, but it seems to me that he made another journey, and Nar accompanied him. From his words, I believe they came into danger and... Someone approaches. You, dwarf! Where is the leader of this place? I demand to speak to your chief. Bring a spare mug, Heribin. Do you mock me, Beriathan? What is going on here? Nona listens impatiently as you explain what the situation in Zudrugund seems to be. I want answers for myself. My brother was changed after he came here, and this Nar knows why. He will tell me why, or it will go badly for him. What did you say to my brother Wadu when he came here? Wadu? Aye, he was a brave dwarf. My brother was not a dwarf. Nar, it is ready. I have this for you. This is strong smelling stuff, is it not? To your health. Oh, who are you? When did you arrive at my hall? Tell me what you said to my brother. Tell me what you said to Wadu. Nar shakes his head, breathing deeply off the steam billowing out of the mug. Wadu, I know that name. We went to the Fatherlode, where rang the sound of hundreds of dwarf hammers far below Zudrugund. It is curious. I remember walking with Wadu among the great turning water wheels of the Old Father, but I have not seen him since. He is not still down there, is he? You tell Nar that Wadu has been slain, and his beard creases into a frown. Ah, that is a shame. He was most brave, wasn't he? I can take you to the mine if you'd like. I am going too, Dwarf. And I will go with you, Beriathan, with Eladan. Okay. Are you ready to go to the mines below this hole? Very good. I am ready to show you the way. Okay, so here we have the mines of the Old Father. We are far beneath the earth now, Beriathan, and a feeling has been growing on my mind for some time now. I think someone or something has watched as we descended. I cannot pinpoint it, but I believe some intelligence has observed our passage from Zudrugund. Something else has made me uneasy. How much of Freydgeir's brew has Nart already consumed, and how much remains? The dwarf has been alert for our descent, but what happens when the streaming brew has been exhausted? Ah, just the stuff. Now stop delling and follow me. We're almost there. How far beneath the earth is this dwarf taking us? Behold, the great wheel of the Old Father. What? Ah, bats! Why are none of the bats attacking Nar? That is a very good question. More bats? Figured. I do not like this. Why do the bats of this cavern not attack the dwarf? Why does he walk among them without danger? Wadu came into this mine full of fear and uncertainty. What happened here that he emerged from it with courage? Courage that would lead him to his death? The longer this journey takes, the more questions it poses, Beriathan. I want to be above ground again, in the sunlight. Why yes, the braids of your beard are particularly well done this day. Is it the smell of the brew that has kept the bats from attacking Nar? We should hope that it was not, for he seems to have exhausted it. A few drops may remain, but the other is much less than it was, and he seems to be falling once more out of awareness. Eladan shakes his head. There is a gate ahead, and if I have learned anything of dwarves, it is that such a gate certainly has a lever somewhere to open it. Find the lever and return to us, Beriathan, and we will proceed. I fear that this journey will soon end in failure, for without a guide that can speak to us in ways we understand, what can we hope to learn here? Alright, so it should be atop this platform. Is it not? Okay. New deed, gwiber's lair. Okay. Defeat gwiber in Enevwave. So maybe it's across here. come on. Now it should be atop this platform, the lever we're looking for. Yeah. Come on. Die, die. Another one? Oh, come on. Die. You just need to die. Jesus. The lever squeals with disuse and slides into place. I gotta go down below. I don't want to drop. That would be a nasty fall. Okay, so this is the gate that opened. The gate's not open, but your friends are gone. Are they below? Yep. I am sorry we did not wait, Beriathan, but Nar gave a shout and ran forward when the gate opened, and we did not want to lose him. He is just ahead, with Nona. Why have you brought us here, Dwarf? Do you even remember? Roast mutton. I am sorry, Nona, he is no longer aware of us. He sees now only distant memories. But why? What was the body of this gwiber supposed to tell me? Aye, he was a burnt dwarf. I saw him face many of a fearsome beast, but none so deadly as that which lived beneath the earth. Did his heart quail in his chest? No, he did not. I care not for the exploits of some ancient dwarf. Did his axe hand tremble? It did not. Nona. The wounds of this gwiber are still fresh. It has been dead for no longer than a week. Courage runs unbeaten in his veins, and he struck the beast once, twice, 3 times. These are sword wounds, not axe wounds. In his own way, I think Nar is telling us 2 stories, not one. I believe that a dwarf named Herbin slew a great beast beneath the mountains. But I believe too that your brother Wadu found his courage here in the depths and slew this great gwiber. Wadu, can this be true? My brother, even after the terrible things my father said to him, and even after what I said to him in my frustration. Nona trails off, staring at the body of the enormous gwiber. He mastered his fear, Beriathan, and achieved a victory that even the bravest and strongest warriors of the Uclude could not hope to match. And now he is gone, slain by enemies who waited in hiding for him to pass. The cowards! They were nothing compared to this great beast, but they laid him low where even it could not. My Wadu. I know your road, son of Elrond. That way lies death. What did you say? Treachery! Treachery and deceit! You who walk the paths of the dead, beware! How can you know of these things? Answer me, Nar! Answer me! Second from the left? That is what I heard. Aye, slightly underdone. It is hopeless. Beriathan, can you tell me what just happened? Well, no, I cannot. Just as lost as you are. How can Nar know of the errands of the Great Company, Beriathan? And more than that, how can he know of my father's words to my brother and me? How can he know we were considering taking the paths of the dead once we meet with Aragorn? I must tell Halbrand and the other rangers of this. I think things may have just become more complicated. We must all return to Zudrugund. I do not know what this means, but I fear for every answer we obtained in this place we have received twice as many questions.
The road of the Grey Company has brought us already over field and under stone, but a gathering dread has settled upon me here in Enedwaith. Who is this dwarf, Nar? How can he know where our road might take us? And I feel this question most sharply of all. Can we trust his words?
Okay. So, questions upon questions, mysteries unsolved. And the journey of the Great Company has just begun. What do we have in here?
Na has often said peculiar things. It is difficult to determine what he means by them.
I do not know, Beriathan. Nar has often said peculiar things, but it is difficult sometimes to determine what he means by them. He has had an extremely long and extremely painful life, as I understand it, and only faithful Fridger remains now to help him continue it. These men with you, these rangers, they seem disturbed by what Nar has said. Can you ease their minds? I fear they will do him some harm, and I cannot allow that.
What can the dwarf have meant by that?
I am completely at a loss, Beriathan. How can Nar have known what Elrond said to his sons before we departed Rivendell? And what does it mean that he does know it? Put on your sights, and you realize that it has become a familiar sound. He catches your look and smiles bitterly. It feels like we are mired in something we do not fully understand. We cannot afford to ignore this mystery, for it may threaten the very purpose of our journey, but what will we discover? We must take a rest in any event. We can talk this over later and hope things will be more clear. Zudrugund leggings, agility, vitality, critical rating, finesse. I don't know. Let us take them, but I don't know. Alright, so as you can see here, we're ready now to begin Book 3 of Volume 3. That, however, will be on the next episode. For the time being, this has been all for today on Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.